Order. The class trial is now in session. Let's proceed. I'm serving you some junko realness right here, even though I'm nothing like her, honestly. It's like, my goodness, I hate that fucking cunt, like, honestly, for fuck's sake. But she has a very cool character design, so it's like, sucks to be me, I guess. Sucks to be everybody, I guess, in DanganRonpa. So, and Laito is here. Laito is not, he's not a psycho bitch, but anyway, he's quite sadistic. Anyway, he's gonna sit right there. DanganRonpa, so you read the title. It's my top 5 most creative deaths and executions. So you agree, you disagree with me, whatever. It's a free country, freedom of speech, whatever. That's what the comment section is for. So these are mine, and just pay attention to the creative part, all right? So I'm not listing these based on, you know, which deaths are the most awesome or best or whatever. This is the most creative deaths and executions, because DanganRonpa is quite good at that. It's a very interesting, the style is very interesting, and I just realized now that I haven't actually really told you what DanganRonpa is, in case you do not know. So DanganRonpa is a how should I put it? It's a whodunit game, basically. It's a kind of visual novel style game, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do there, so it's not just like clicking yes or no and hot boys and stuff like that, no. So it's a whodunit game, and it has quite the cult following, and I'm not surprised, especially with the first one they did very well, and most of the gamers and people who like DanganRonpa all agree that the second one is basically the best one. So now again, these are the best, not the best, the most creative deaths and executions within DanganRonpa, the first game and the second game. Goodbye Despair. I'm not focusing on the third one. I ignored the third one because I wanted to play that on Twitch at one point. I still might do that because the third one has an actual artist character. So I was kind of like, would like to see, you know, like what's going on with that artist character, because I'm doing this, you know, not only talking about in my artist reacts, not only do I talk about the creative part of it and the art part of it, but also like how artists are represented in media if there happens to be an artist character in that particular movie, TV show, cartoon, whatever. So I'm thinking about tackling DanganRonpa, the third one. But yeah, so DanganRonpa whodunit basically. So it's battle royale, Lord of the Flies kind of situation. You have a group of kids who are starting high school. They are Hope's Peak Academy, and they're called the Ultimates. So in my case, I would be the ultimate artist or ultimate painter, I suppose. So yeah, so in the first one you play as Makoto. So you go to school, and then, you know, everything gets kind of blurry, and then you wake up with your classmates and this that fucking teddy bear, honestly, Monokuma. So basically what he tells you and your classmates is that the world is basically ending outside. It's better if you stay here at school. Everything will be nice and dandy and sweet and cool, and basically you're not leaving this school, basically. Obviously people, they do want to leave, and then he's like, well, if you want to leave, you have to kill one of your classmates, or 2 or 3, whatever, but you cannot get caught. So if you get caught, you get the execution, basically, and then your classmates can live on. If you succeed, your classmates during the class trial, they can figure out who done it. They will all be executed, and then you, as the blackened one, you the murderer, get to survive. You get to leave the school. Happy all around, you know. This video will have major spoilers, all right? Like major spoilers for all the animes and for the games 1 and 2, all right? And character stuff. So if you got interested and you're like, well, I don't know anything about DanganRonpa, but sounds kind of cool, so I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna spoil it for you, alright? So you wanna do that, go ahead and yeah, take a look at the animes and the games, and then come back and you can have a look at my most creative deaths and executions. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to the top 5, alright? Number 5. Okay, so Mikan. I put Mikan as number 5 because the climax of this execution is very anticlimactic. But it starts out very interesting. Like we get Mikan in the hospital bed, and we are like, okay, Monokuma is basically just gonna stab her with the thing and maybe poison her or something. But it's just how this thing escalates is really like, what the hell is. How do we get from somebody being the ultimate nurse to rocket ships? And I'm like, okay, she's really into this, so fine. But I'm like, what the hell is it's well, I mean, it's great, but it's beautiful. It has a lot of energy, but it's just. And then what happened? Is like, at least give us the payoff that we see her go into space and explode or something, or like the rocket ship explodes or something like that. That was like just so anticlimactic. However, it's just because that was kind of, that took me by surprise, and I gave it I put it as number 5 because of the creativity of that whole thing. That it starts out very like, okay, ultimate nurse, so basically you're gonna stab her or take her apart or something like that in a hospital or something. So that's kind of like, okay, it starts out like that, but then they just escalate and it becomes like this whole brand new thing. Is like I said, what the hell? How do you go from hospital to rocket ships? And it's like, it's gorgeous. This is what I love about the DanganRonpa games, is that they do have those traditional anime elements, especially like when you are talking to people or during the class trial, again when you're talking to people. But other than that, it's very like, I would say almost like a paper doll theater. Like that was my very first impression when I got into DanganRonpa. And even because they used the trial setup in the anime as well, I was like, oh, what the hell? And in the anime, they also used the execution scenes from the games. And I was like, whoa, this is a whole like art style change. And it's like, what's going on here? In my opinion, is the art style for the execution scene, is it pretty? No, not really. It's not that pretty. But is it unique as hell? Like the look of the game makes it so interesting. And also because of the dilemmas here, I really enjoy. It's not just like, oh, okay, well, do you kill somebody because you want to get their money, or because, you know, they're dying or something? So it's like stuff like that. No, this is like some heavy shit here. And that's why I chose Mikan here, because Mikan is, she actually kind of put things in motion in DanganRonpa, the Despair arc. Because if you I assume you have seen them, okay? I'm talking to you like we are like having this conversation about it, and I'm just giving you my ideas about the whole DanganRonpa, the brand and what happens in the story. So as you know, Mikan, because she was brainwashed by Junko and then indirectly killed Chiaki, and I will not forgive her that. Like, okay, the execution scene is like, okay, wow, again, my number 5, but I will not forgive her that she indirectly killed Chiaki. And that was the thing, because when before the execution, like Mikan is fairly like let's say herself in the during the game. And then apparently she went back into her brainwashed stage, because Junko brainwashed her, and her these like what was it, her like deepest feelings or something like that, her jealousy came through because she's not popular and Chiaki was quite popular within the class. between the classmates, and that's why she she pushed her in the room where the Chiaki's murder execution thing started. And I find that was interesting how Mikan before the execution was just talking about Junko basically, and I believe it was Junko she was talking about. So I find that interesting because they're taking elements from what happened before. All right, next, number 4, butter. Oh gosh, this is just it. And that hair, my gosh, that goddamn hair. It's fun. So this is from the first DanganRonpa, and this is, I think this is the second execution. So Mondo, we have Mondo Ovada here. Again, because Mondo was the ultimate biker gang leader, so okay, makes sense that it's death by motorcycle, death on motorcycles. And like, yeah, you are in a carnival, and then doing the cage of death or something, whatever those things are called. It turns into a bloody blender or whatnot, and it's just like, even the look on Mondo's face, I'm like, oh my god, it's like, this is triggering me so much, so bad. And there we go, so all is nice and gone and grinded up, and yeah, fantastic, fun, butter. We have Mondo butter. Oh god damn it, I'm so triggered. And especially because there's a payoff, there's a planting here, little planting here, and then a bloody payoff later where Monokuma is having some of that Mondo butter. God damn it, that was horrifying, honestly, my goodness. But again, was it creative? Oh my gosh, it was so creative. Like this is why this is number 4. Yeah, I was battling between number 3 and number 4. Number 3 coming up, but I put this as number 4 because I didn't like Mondo whatsoever. I just thought he was so obnoxious, and like the bloody hair. No. But was this creative? Oh my god, goodness, yes it was. It's like, again, you take an element of the person's, the victim's or the murderer's personality, biker gang leader, and then you put them on a motorcycle. Again, what can you do with that? Okay, cause an accident or something maybe, or get run over by 5,000 motorcycles or something like that. Fine, but no, again, DanganRonpa, they have to take it to the extreme, which means that a carnival game with avec motorcycle, and then it turns into a bloody blender, and there you go, your butter. And I'm like, okay, because what Mondo did, you remember, maybe if you remember, so he killed Shihiro, who was cross-dresser, and I've seen people like they're talking about this, like, was Shihiro, did he identify as a woman, like was he mid-transition or something like that? But no, Shihiro, I mean, according to Shihiro's character, the chart, the character bio, is said that because he was bullied because he wasn't like traditional masculine man, while Mondo is a traditionally masculine man, whatever. So I'm in a sassy mood today, all right? So Shihiro was willing to face the fact that, okay, he doesn't want to dress like a girl, he is not a girl, he wants to be a real man, and he's like went to Mondo and said, hey, listen, you're kind of like my idol, so teach me like I want to become stronger. So they met at the gym, and Mondo was basically jealous that Shihiro is able to say, okay, these are my flaws, according to me, these are my flaws, I want to improve, please help me. While Mondo indirectly killed his brother and has been living with the guilt, and he's kind of like, I'm so strong, while inside he doesn't feel strong at all, so lost his temper and killed Shihiro, and what else. So okay, fine. I kind of like, because DanganRonpa, you have these accidents, which I kind of like. I get that, but also like I just felt like they should have more of these, like just cold-hearted people, cold-hearted kids who are like, yeah, no, happy I did it. Yeah, wanted to do it. And then that's it. We have a few of those, but yeah, other than that, I just put this as number 4. There are other executions and death I could choose. Okay, this is my list. Yeah, this is my list. This is my show. This is my list. But I put this because again, it's like, how do you get butter? Anyway, next, number 3. Honestly, I think this is just magnificent, like as the opening execution for DanganRonpa 2. This is a great start to let, like, we know what's coming, but like for these kids to let them know, like, hey, you know, this is not a joke, like shit is gonna go down. And yeah, again, there we go with the paper doll, the 3D kind of style, 3D book style. I love this, and I'm like, I feel like this DanganRonpa 2 is more colorful actually than the first one. And again, here we go with the extremes. How do you execute a chef, a cook? Well, you get a bottle of like bazookas or whatever those are. Cover the chef in batter, in tempura batter, and yeah, nope, dead, you're dead. And that's the thing, like, would be like, yeah, no, he's dead. But no, Monokuma takes it up to the atmosphere. There we go. For a moment I thought Teru he's already dead, but he's not dead yet. And yeah, so cover the bloody chef in the batter and drop him in the bloody volcano, deep fried. There we go, gorgeous. Again, yeah, wow. For goodness sake, it's like, my gosh, it's like, gosh darn it, that was literally taking the talent, the essence of one of the ultimates. So in this case Teru, the ultimate chef, taking that talent, and it's like, how do you kill a chef? Well, you could, yeah, chop them up, or like, I don't know, like chop them up and sprinkle them as salad, or make skewers, or what else, just kill him with his own utensils, his own tools. The irony of, you know, no, they take it to the extreme. Not only are you being like savagely attacked or whatever, shot with tempura batter, not only that, you get deep fried in the bloody volcano. Yes, fantastic. Like, I'm happy about that, not because he killed, but I mean, yes, this was just perfect, you know, how this panned out, and it was so extreme. Love that. And Teru, as you know, what he did was they told, again, they get to the island. It's like, you can't leave the island unless you kill somebody and you don't get caught, then you can go home. Okay, it's kind of heartfelt because his mom is sick, and they have to keep the restaurant going. It's just him and his mom need to keep going. He gets accepted to the school so he can become the ultimate chef and get more business and save his mom. And what else? Newsflash, you killed your mom before you got to the island. Newsflash, your mom is dead. Obviously he doesn't know that because his memory is wiped, and then this comes back. This because yeah, the kids, they don't know, but in the real world they were the remnants of Junko, and they killed all their families and whatever. So sorry, Teru, it's like, I get you wanna go home and whatnot, but your mom is dead, you killed her. So that's, I feel like, the irony of this whole situation is that somebody's so earnest that it's like, I have to go home, I have to be with my mom, I have to save my mom. It's like, sorry dude, it's already done, you know, you're a cold-hearted criminal, even though you were brainwashed and stuff like that, so sucks. Next, number 4, Tetris, anyone? I think everybody basically in the fandom, they agree that this is one of the best executions ever in terms of like the style, what happens here, and also taking into consideration the ultimates, their talent. Okay, this is very sad in my opinion, because we are talking about Chiaki here. So this did not need to happen in my opinion. I love Chiaki, like, she's just great. But my goodness, again, is this awesome. And unlike with the other ones is that you have an element from the Ultimate's talent, and then they mix it up with something like the bloody rocket ship or something like that. But no, here is literally just pure games. And because it doesn't end here, you are like, oh, okay, fine, so she gets blasted off and that's it. But no, she escapes. She escapes. And with the bloody bunnies as well. It's like, I don't think anybody likes Monomi. But it's like, it's a one type of game, then it's another type of game like Crash Bandicoot, and then now, okay, we are in a, like a, this really much reminds me of Resident Evil or Amnesia. But it's like, what's going on? Okay, what now? What game is this? And oh my gosh. Okay, pan out, there we go. It's a Tetris. It's a retro game. Okay, can you imagine that? Being killed by your love game and games and being crushed to death by bloody Tetris. Would you be happy about that, gamers? Maybe you would. And it's like, oh my god, the look on her face is like, yep, I'm ready. Oh gosh. No. Yeah, really did not need to see that. And then it explodes. Yeah, fantastic. My goodness. I just like, because this, as a, like the creative part of this one is that basically it's like I said, it's pure video games. There is nothing extra going on here, extra elements or stuff like that. No, they just take 3 kinds of video games and then, you know, it's death by video games basically. It's and obviously maybe because of my emotional attachment to Chiaki, so I was like, oh no. And the irony is Chiaki doesn't exist, as we know. She doesn't. I mean, she did. Okay, you can trump me. Maybe you can trump this, because as you remember, if you've seen it, the Despair arc, because Chiaki was a student of that class, whatever class that was. So she was a student and she was quite popular, like people liked her. And then she got murdered by Junko and Mikan indirectly. And then what I understood was the future foundation, so Makoto and friends, so basically they got her they made her into an AI and stuff like that, and put her in the on the island in the detoxing machine or whatever, where all these kids are, the remnants where they are. So, and they're kind of like, well, you know, Chiaki doesn't exist, but in my opinion she did. She was a real human being and a student, and then she got killed, and then, you know, okay, she became an AI and stuff like that. Okay, so fine, I guess that's cool. But I was just like, the levels of this whole thing, it's just wow. I appreciate it when these, like, it's just multiple levels. It's so vast, this Danganronpa world, and because most things are linked. And let's not forget why Chiaki died. It wasn't like that was the sad thing, is like fucking Nagito, honestly. So yeah, what happened was, yeah, okay, so they are saying that Chiaki was the traitor, or in my opinion, Chiaki was what was it, imposter among us. Hey. Now this video is dated, yeah, Among Us. So Chiaki was the imposter among us because she was the AI sent by the Future Foundation that's gonna guide the kids through the detoxification of the mental, what was it? How do they call that? Whatever, the brainwashing, whatever. So fine, she was the traitor, and yeah, that was Nagito's goal, because obviously he doesn't know that he's being detoxified, unbrainwashed. Sorry, Laito. So doesn't know that. But he was so like, I'm gonna explode. I'm gonna expose the traitor. And then he did what he did, and then Chiaki indirectly caused his death. And unlike some of these, like Mikan, for example, because I'm very upset about that. I'm still very much upset about that. But with Chiaki, I'm like, that's brutal, what happened to her. And like I said, I'm really like this indirectly killed somebody. I'm kind of like, this is how you do it right. It's like you do something like that you don't even know that might cause harm and stuff like that. You indirectly cause somebody's death or something like that, or illness or whatever. And in my case that hits hard, because I think that's a really good moral dilemma. Mikan was not, okay, brainwashed or not, okay, fine. But in this case, this is a big moral dilemma, because she indirectly caused Nagito's death because she drew the fire extinguisher bottle, whatever, that Nagito filled with poison, fine. And she threw that, he inhaled the poison and wasn't sure if he was killed by the poison or if it was by the spear, whatever. But she is the cause of his death. I mean, debatable, in my opinion, it's a little bit debatable, but technically, according to law and whatever, that is very much valid. That, yeah, indirectly caused Nagito's death. And that's like so devastating. It's like, my gosh, like imagine something like that happened to you. It's like how I would be very messed up. I would be like, yeah, not sure if I could live with myself, to be honest. But that's why that Chiaki death is so, execution is like, it's so brilliant, because there's so many levels, so many things happened, and then we have the gamer inspired execution. Not only one game, but we get three games. So that was absolutely fantastic. So this court approves. That was great, but it's not number one. And the number one most creative death / execution is... You knew this was coming. This had to be put in there, because we are talking about creative death and executions, and my god, did this motherfucker do his own death to the nth degree, planned everything so bloody perfectly that it has to be number one. And we are talking about home. See, even Laito couldn't take it. Even he was like, nope, not that. I'm not dealing with this psycho. It's like, I'm out. I may be sadistic. I may be a sadistic asshole, but I'm not touching this fucker, okay? Out. Of course, we are talking about Nagito's suicide, murder-suicide, yeah? What else could it be, honestly? I have to say this, like, Nagito is insanely popular, he is. And I do get that. This crazy motherfucker, for some reason people really get him. As we saw that that fucker, and not to mention he's the ultimate lucky student, and he has proven it time and time again that his luck actually works. He can actually use his luck. I consider myself as very lucky. I consider myself as lucky, like my luck is quite good, but I can use my luck. So unlike Nagito, who is kind of like, I want to bring out the traitor, like this is unacceptable, the traitor has to has to reveal themselves, I'm gonna make them do that. The traitor will be revealed because of me, and my luck is gonna help me. And then he sets out to do just that, and then how we find him as a torture victim, kind of like somebody tortured him and killed him. So not only did they like slice his legs and stab him in the hand, and then pierced him with the spear and stuff like that. So that would be like, okay, he did that. But not only that, did he do the whole thing with the warehouse and the fire, and changed one of the canisters, the fire extinguisher canisters, with monokuma poison. So when the others would come and, you know, put the fire out, not knowing that he was there, did Chiaki take the poison and like she was the traitor? So not only like Nagito's luck, like this worked so bloody well. So Chiaki, the traitor, the imposter, took the bloody poison canister, threw it into the fire, the poison spilled out, became a toxic gas. Nagito, still alive, inhaled the gas, passed out, probably maybe died, let go of the spear, and then was pierced by the spear. The level of planning and execution and of so many things that wouldn't work out, they worked out in his favor. And then yeah, the traitor was exposed. And I must say the whole trial sequence, they are trying to figure out what happened actually, was very intense in my opinion and very well made. This
you get the idea.
Love him, love this whole bloody thing, like how everything worked out. And I'm terrified. Like I said, this is like if all the other things I picked out because of the creativity and stuff like that, in terms of like how the execution matches the ultimate's talent and what else, this was just on a whole different level. Even though we didn't get like an execution scene, but wasn't that really an execution what he did to himself? I think that suffices, all right? But yeah, that was my list and I'm quite pleased with that list, all right? So I hope you enjoyed this very long video, me being an otaku weebo nerd for a while, and I'm actually ready to go out. Like I would like to go out like this. Maybe I will. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching, and of course, please let me know your favorite Danganronpa or creative, your favorite, best, worst, execution, death, whatever in the list. And I know there are a few I left out, yeah, but it's my list, alright? So thank you so much for watching this very long video, and I'll see you in the next video. So have a great day wherever it is that you are, day, night, whatever. So thank you for watching, and until next time, bye, ciao.